Hello everyone, this is Teacher Harold, your junior high school math teacher. And for this video, I'm going to discuss the next operation on radicals, and that is multiplication, which is again under the 6th week lessons in your Mathematics 9. After watching the video, you should be able to perform operations on radicals, and then afterwards simplify the answer. From our previous lesson on simplifying radicals, we recall a law on radicals. This is called the product rule for radicals, which is used to express radicals in simplest form. For any real numbers x and y, let m and n be the positive integers. So going back to one of the 5 laws of radicals, we have the nth root of x times the nth root of y equals the nth root of xy, which means that the product of nth root of x and nth root of y of the nth roots of two numbers x and y is equal to the nth root of the product of the two numbers which has the symbol, the nth root of xy. So basically, we have this law, and we're going to apply this to this topic when we are going to multiply radicals. I think we're done with this slide, so let us proceed to the next one. Okay. Now we have the next slide. So again, the topic is how to multiply radicals. Particularly, from these illustrative examples, how do we multiply radicals with the same index? So for number 1, we have square root of 9 multiplied by square root of 4. Now you will notice that each factor has a perfect square radicand. So we could easily get the square root of each of these given factors. So for square root of 9, okay. But first, you try to get the answer. So for this given two radicals that are to be multiplied, the answer is 6. Now the question is, how did we get 6 from these two given radicals? Okay, so this is the solution. First, we have to copy the given two radicals that are being multiplied. Since they are both factors, they are factors. So square root of 9 multiplied by square root of 4. Then we evaluate each factor. So for square root of 9, we know that is 3. Okay. So this is what happened. So each factor has its own radical sign. So here we have two radical sign, and we make them as 1. So square root of 9 times square root of 4 is the same as square root of the product of 9 and 4. Then we multiply this radicand, we will get 36. So we have the square root of 36. And we know that 36 is a perfect square number. So if we get its square root, that will give us 6. Okay? Next. For number 2, we have square root of 3 multiplied by square root of 18. So again, we are multiplying radicals with the same index. So, applying the law of radicals that I have discussed from the previous slide, these two radicals can be multiplied by making the two radical signs as 1. Okay? Now, at this point, the highlighted radical is actually the product of these two, which is 3 square root of 6. So the question is, how did we get this answer? Okay, so this is the solution. So we copy the given radicals, 3 square root of 3, being multiplied by square root of 18. As I have said earlier, two radicals with the same index can be written as one radical sign. Okay, so that is the square root of the product of 3 and 18. And we multiply those two radicands, and we know that the product would be what? 54. So that is equal to the square root of 54. Then, we need to simplify this because we are not done with the answer. So this is the product, but you will notice the product is not simplified. So how do we simplify this? Okay, recall the previous week topic when it comes to simplifying radicals. So the radicand is 54 and the index is 2. So what we're going to do here is we extract the perfect square factor from 54. And we know that the perfect square factor of 54 is what? 9. And where shall we multiply 9 to get 54? If you said it's 6, you are correct. So square root of 54 can be written as the square root of 9 times 6. Okay. Now these two numbers are factors of 54. One of these two is a perfect square factor, which is 9. Then from this point, we could rewrite this as square root of 9 multiplied by square root of 6. Now, evaluate square root of 9. That will give us 3 followed by square root of 6, which is our answer to number 2. Okay, next. Number 3, how about this one? 3 square root of 2 times 2 square root of 6. Okay, so what are we going to do? How to get the product from the given expression in item number 3? Okay, each radical has a coefficient. For the first radical, the coefficient is 3, and for the second radical, the coefficient is 2. So we can group those two numerical coefficients, and we group those other factors that are both radicals. Okay? Of course, the answer is 12 square root of 3, but the thing is, how did we get that answer? Okay, solution. We have 3 square root of 2. So we just copy these radicals. 3 square root of 2 multiplied by 2 square root of 6. Okay. So, like I said a while ago, we group those numerical coefficients, and separately, we also group those factors that are both radicals, and these are square root of 6 and square root of 2. Then perform the indicated operation, which is multiplication. We know that 3 times 2 is equal to 6. And how about the product of square root of 6 and square root of 2? That is actually, okay, square root of 12. Then we simplify square root of 12 by extracting the perfect square factor from 12. And that is obviously what? 4. Okay? Yeah. Square root of 12 can be written as square root of 4 times 3. Then simplify this. we have to bring down 6, then followed by square root of 4 times square root of 3. And we know square root of 4 is 2. Diba? Times square root of 3. And we have 6 times 2 is what? 12 followed by square root of 3. And this is your answer. Yun. Next. How about number 4? 2 square root of 2 times the quantity 2 square root of 3 plus 4 square root of 2 square root of 5. So here we are going to use the distributive law, meaning square root of 2 outside the parenthesis is to be multiplied by each of these two terms inside the parenthesis. So for our solution, copying the given. So again, I have mentioned about distributive law, so we're going to use that to this particular item. Number 4. So, okay. So what happened here is square root of 2 is being multiplied to each of these two terms. So ito nangyari. So bawat term may katabing square root of 2. So 2 square root of 3 times square root of 2 plus 4 square root of 5 times square root of 2. Then, since from each term we have two radicals with the same index, we just simply make the two radicals, we write the two radicals as 1, and those two radicals can be multiplied. So bring down 2 followed by square root of 6, which is the product of square root of 3 and square root of 2, followed by plus 4 times what? Square root of 5 times square root of 2 is square root of 10. And this is your answer. Okay? Next, how about number 5? How about this one? Two-term radical expression to be multiplied by another two-term radical expression. So, if you recall about multiplying two binomial expressions using the FOIL method, okay, so that is what we're going to use, the FOIL method. So basically, okay, rewriting the given expressions or two binomial expressions that are to be multiplied. Again, we use the FOIL method. So this is how we answer this particular item. Okay. Okay. Square root of 2 times 4, that is 4 square root of 2, plus or minus, okay, square root of 2 times negative square root of 3, so that is negative square root of 2 times square root of 3, plus, okay, this time, the inner terms, 4 times 3 square root of 5, ito yun, okay. Then last terms, the product of last terms, that is 3 square root of 5 times negative square root of 3. So that is minus 3 square root of 5 square root of 3. Then simplifying this further, we bring down 4 square root of 2. Then we get the product of square root of 2 and square root of 3. That is square root of 6. So that is minus square root of 6 plus 4 times 3. We know that is 12. Then that is square root of 5 minus 3 times what? Okay, you get the product of square root of 5 and square root of 3. That is square root of 15. And this is your answer. Okay? Next, for number 6, about this one? Another two binomial terms to be multiplied. So as usual, we use the FOIL method here. Okay? Or better yet, we could also use the principle of special products, particularly the difference between two squares. Okay? Since the given two expressions are the sum and difference of the same two terms. Okay? Of course, what I said a while ago is we could also use the FOIL method since we are dealing with multiplication of two binomial expressions. Okay? So, copying the given and apply the FOIL method, we have square root of 5x multiplied by, square root of 5x quantity squared, then minus, you square the square root of 6y, and between their squares is what? Minus, or subtraction operator. So, if we evaluate square root of 5x quantity squared, as well as square root of 6y quantity squared, you will notice that each term will be cleared from the radical sign. So that is 5x minus 6y. And this is your answer. Okay? Next. For number 7, or probably one of the last examples, how about this one? What if we are to multiply radicals? Okay, wala pa tayo doon, no? So, I think we have one more examples under this one, multiplying radicals with the same index, number 7. How about this one? Okay, so we have 3 radical factors having the same index of 2. So, how do we get the product? Okay, so first is we group those numerical coefficients. And these are 50, 10, and 20. So we have square root of 50 multiplied by square root of 10 multiplied by square root of 20. Then we group those factors from radicands that are all in terms of x. So that is square root of x, square root of x squared, and square root of x squared. Then what will remain from this given is those radicand factors which are in terms of y. So you group them also. Square root of y to the 5th, square root of y, square root of y squared. Okay? Yan. Next, we multiply the 3 coefficients, the 3 numerical coefficients inside the radical sign. So, since they have the same index of 2, so we could just multiply those 3 radicands. So, that is the square root of the quantity 50 times 10 times 20. Then, ganun din ang gagawin natin dito pag isay ng radical sign. So, that is times the square root of the quantity x squared times x squared. Now, why is it that square root of x is not included here? Okay, so may dahilan yan. Okay, naka-isolate na sa dulo. Okay? So, ang tanong, bakit? Sige. How about this one? What would be the product of these 3 radical factors? That is actually the square root of the quantity y to the 5th, y squared, and y. Now, what is 50 times 10 times 20? That is actually 10,000. Since it is a radicand, their product is also radicand. So we have square root of 10,000 times square root of x squared times x squared. That will give us square root of x to the 4th. which happens to be a perfect square radicand. 10,000 is also a perfect square radicand. Now, what about this one? Y to the 5th times y squared times y. That is actually y to the 8th, or simply square root of y to the 8th. Then, we just bring down square root of x. Okay, why is it that x square root of x is isolated instead of multiplying this to the square root of x squared and another square root of x squared? Okay, so what we're after here are radicands that are perfect square. So, kapag sinama pa natin ng square root of x at minultiply natin sa x to the 4th, magiging x to the 5th yan. And x to the 5th is not a perfect square radicand. Okay, so we just retain the fact that the exponent of x must be an even number. Okay, so that we could easily get its square root. Now, y to the 8th is also a perfect square radicand, so we could easily get its square root also. So, getting the square root of 10,000, that is 100. For the square root of x to the 4th, that is x squared, multiplied by y to the 4th, followed by square root of x. Therefore, what would be the product? It's 100x squared y to the 4th, square root of x. Okay, ito yun. Okay. We just simply remove those dots and we put these 4 factors together to come up with an answer. This one. Okay, next. Okay. Okay, at this point, we are done. We are done multiplying radicals of the same index. Now, going to the next slide, particularly this one, what if we are asked to multiply radicals this time with different indices? So, this is what we're going to do. If the factors containing radicals have different indices, okay, what we're going to do here is we transform the radicals into fractional exponents and then change the fractional exponents into radical fractions or into similar fractions, and then transform back to radical form and multiply. Yeah. Okay, so for us to really understand what the the instruction is that we just read from the previous slide, okay, let us consider this example. Number 1. The 5th root of a cubed b times the square root of ab. So you will notice we have 2 radical factors having different indices. So how do we get their product? Okay. So we just follow the instruction. Okay. Rewriting the given and then expressing this radical factor into expressions with rational exponents. So the first factor is the same as quantity a cubed b raised to 1/5 multiplied by this one, the second radical factor, which is equivalent to what? ab quantity raised to 1/2. Okay. Then applying the power of the product power, okay? Applying the power of the product law, or better yet, since we have 2 fractional exponent but having different denominator, we make these 2 fractions similar by determining first the LCD, which is 10. And 10 is obtained by multiplying 5 and 2. Then, making those 2 fractions similar, So, the LCD is 10. So, the common denominator now is 10. Then, since we change 5 into denominators by 10, which is the LCD, okay, we need to change the numerators that are both 1. So, paano yun? So, ganito yan. 10 divided by 5 is 2 times 1, which is 2. So, yung 1/5 magiging 2 over 10. Okay. Then, from 1/2, this would become what? Okay, let us find out the numerator. 10 divided by 2, that is 5 multiplied by 1. So, the numerator here is actually 5, which is the same as 1/2. Then, what comes next? Applying the power of a product law, we multiply the outer exponent to the exponent of each factor inside the parentheses. So, 3 times 2/10, that is actually 6 over 10. So, that is a raised to 6/10, followed by b raised to 2/10. Okay? Then, we do the same thing with the second factor. A raised to 5/10 times b raised to 5/10. Then, we group those factors having the same base. Like this. Ayun. Then, apply the product law to get the product of two powers of the same base. Same thing with these two. So, that is a raised to the sum of 6/10 and 5/10. That will give you 11 over 10. A to the 11 over 10 power. Then, ganun din sa B. B raised to what? 5/10 plus 2/10, that is 7 over 10. And from here, we factor out what is common from 11 over 10 and 7 over 10. And that is what? Yun. So, now since we factor out 1 over 10 from each of these two fractions, what will remain inside here is what? A to the 11, followed by b to the 7, raised to 1 over 10. Okay? Then, from here, what comes next? Okay. We rewrite this into radical form. So, this is equivalent to the 10th root of the quantity a to the 11, b to the 7th. And I think we are not done yet because the exponent of the radicand here is greater than the index. So, it means we need to factor out the indicated 10th root of the factor of a to the 11. So, that is a to the 10. And what will remain from a to the 11 when we factor out a to the 10th? It's a. Yun. Together with b to the 7. So, that is the 10th root of a, b to the 7. And here, since the exponent and index are equal, the equivalent is the radicand itself, which is a. So, the 10th root of a to the 10th is simply a, followed by 10th root of ab to the 7, which is your answer. Okay? Let us continue with the second example. About this one. Square root of 8 times cube root of 12. Okay, solution. Okay, we make 8 as 2 cube. So, square root of 8 can be written as square root of 2 cube. Now, for number 12, we get its prime factors. And these are 2 and 3. 2 has, so, from the factor of 12, we have 2 identical factors of 2 and 1 factor of 3. So, cube root of 12 can be written as cube root of 2 squared times cube root of 3. Then, now each factor is to be written into expression with rational exponents. So, square root of 2 cubed, that is 2 raised to 3 halves. And then, cube root of 2 squared, that is 2 raised to 2 third. Then, cube root of 3, that is 3 raised to 1 third. Then, okay, we make these three fractional exponents similar by getting the LCD. Okay, so we do the same thing. 6 divided by 2. Okay, ano ba yun? Ayun. 6 divided by 2 is 3. Multiplied by 3, that is 9. Okay, then 6 divided by 3 is 2 times 2, that is 4. Then 6 divided by 3 is 2 times 1, it's 2. Okay, you will notice we have three exponential fractions now have the same denominator. So, they are considered similar. So, what comes next here is we could get the product of these two factors having the same base. Okay? We just copy the common base, which is 2, and raise it to the sum of 9 over 6 and 4 over 6, and that is 13 over 6. So we have 2 raised to 13 over 6. Then rewrite this remaining factor as 3 raised to 2/6. Now, okay, so ano nangyari? Okay, so we factor out 2 raised to 1/6 from this one. And what will remain here, since we factor out 2 raised to 1/6, it's 2 raised to 12 over 6. Okay, next. Of course, 12 over 6 is 2, kaya magiging 2 squared na ito. Okay, from here. Then we bring down, okay, so from these two fractions with the denominator of 6, we factor out 1 over 6 here. Okay? So, if nilabas natin yung 1 over 6, ang matitira na lang dito ay 2 to the first or 2. Then, dito, ang matitira ay 3 squared. Then, quantity raised to 1 over 6. Ayan. Then, sunod, we know 2 squared is 4. And this can be written into radical form. So, basically, that is 18 raised to 1/6. So, that is 2 times 9, 18. Then, this factor right here can be written back to its radical form. So, it's finally, we have 4 times the 6th root of 18, which is the answer. Okay? And at this point, I have just finished discussing the last example when it comes to multiplying radicals with different indices. And at this point, I will end the discussion, and we will see you next time.